Welcome to The Advocates. I'm Aaron Dean. Every year, November 20th marks the annual Transgender Day of Remembrance. The day honors those who have lost their lives in acts of violence and hate. The first Transgender Day of Remembrance was held after the murder of Rita Hester, a black trans woman. She was murdered in her Boston apartment in 1998. 1 year later, a vigil was held for Hester in San Francisco on November 20th. The Human Rights Campaign says in 2022, 82% of those killed were people of color and 54% were black transgender women. 56% also misgendered or dead named by authorities or the press. But trans visibility can go a long way to making changes. This year's Out 100 list is honoring trans advocates who are using their platform to spread queer joy. Dylan Mulvaney's partnership with Bud Light was met with anti-trans boycotts and threats, but that isn't stopping her from honoring those that came before her.
I think we need to be hyping up trans and queer people as much as we can. And if we can't do anything right now about the hate that's being spewed, at least we can show double the amount of love. Yeah. And truly, when I look through my comments, and sure, there's a lot of horrible ones, but it's the ones that are filled with love that make me feel like it's worth continuing.
Mulvaney was honored as a Out 100 disruptor alongside several queer icons, including Kim Petras, Dee Smith, and many more. And be sure to download the Advocate Channel app to watch exclusive Out 100 coverage, including backstage footage and red carpet interviews. Starting November 24th through the 26th, watch the Out 100 special marathon streaming live on theadvocatechannel.com and the Advocate Channel app. Well, Sundance is more than a film festival. The Sundance Institute is working to bring more diverse voices to the film industry. They are partnering with Open Television to create Pitch Please and to give OTV fellows a chance to pitch their projects to studios. Open Television founder Eli McKinnon says that they are excited to see these creators shine. Well, you and your organization, Open Television, are partnering with Sundance for an initiative called Pitch Please. First of all, I love the name. Can you tell us a little bit about OTV and this new initiative?
Yes, of course. So I love the name as well. Shout outs to Chris Walker and Sarah Minnie for putting together such an amazing program and amazing name to support that program. I think, OTV is one of my children, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful platform that I've had the pleasure of co-founding and serving as the executive director for the past 8 years. But OTV, for those who are watching out in the world, is an intersectional platform dedicated to artistic vitality. We are, one, a nonprofit streaming platform, and also a media incubator. And we celebrate those who are underrepresented, underacknowledged, underappreciated because of their race, their sexuality, their gender, their nationality, or disability. And what we do at OTV is we create a pipeline to not only enter into the entertainment industry, but to also cultivate a career, right, that is holistically yours and also rooted in sustainability. And so one of the programs that we offer annually is a fellowship. And this fellowship is dedicated to selecting and identifying and mobilizing and activating the next generation of intersectional storytellers. And over the past 5 years, we've had great success with the fellowship. Many of those artists are located in the world right now, writing some of your favorite shows, winning amazing awards, and doing really important, vital, critical work to make sure our stories are told authentically at a mass media level. And this year, we are celebrating this 5th year of the fellowship with a lovely program called Pitch Please, which is an artist-driven launchpad for intersectional storytellers. It is borrowing from traditional pitch programs or pitch competitions and turning it on its head a little bit. I think that's something that we like to do over at OTV. We've had the pleasure of partnering with the Sundance Institute since the inception of our fellowship. And every year we've hosted an intensive for our fellows And what we usually done has been behind closed doors, very intimate, several day long intensives. But this year we wanted to do something a little different. And so we've launched Pitch Please, and it will focus more as like an intensive for our fellows, but it will also be open to the public to show the world the ways in which pitching should actually be something a bit more inclusive and a bit more open to the world, and allowing people to learn a little bit about the format of pitching, right? So it's not just this thing that happens in closed rooms with executives, but really looking at the ways in which, feedback is a gift. And there are so many ways to arrive at cultivating your pitch and really cultivating the story so that it lands in the world. And so we're really excited about this program. We have a stunning cast of creative advisors from the industry that are going to be providing not only live feedback to the artists and their pitches, but also they will be selecting who will be taking home to $30,000 in resources to push their projects further along in development. Very exciting stuff.
We love resources, okay?
Yes.
Love resources over here.
Exactly.
So,
Period.
right, okay, we need a resource. So as we talked about, representation and visibility on and off the screen is very important. And so, you've got some great participants joining you for, Pitch Please. Who are some of the folks that'll be pitching their stories? Who's involved in this?
Yes, this is a great question. We have a stunning cast of the creative advisors, which I'll mention a little bit later, but we also have 3 OTV fellows who will be pitching their projects and bringing them to life, which is so exciting. So we have Robert Cunningham, Ronnie New, and Daniel Young. And so they're all coming from across the globe. Robert's coming from Chicago. We have Ronnie, who is coming from London, and we have Danielle, who's coming from Los Angeles. And so they will all be pitching their projects. More about their projects can be found online, but what I love so much about the ways in which these storytellers are approaching their work is they are highlighting themes that are globally found in our world and in our conscious right now. Themes around mental illness, themes around intergenerational conversation, themes around growing older, right? And learning about yourself and discovering the different types of nuances that I think reside in all of our general navigation through life. And so I'm so excited for their projects to be platformed in this particular way, especially when we think about, who's in the room, right? We have a panel of 4 creative advisors who are doing amazing work across the industry, across genre. And I'm so excited for, artists and, producers and storytellers like Boots Riley and Christine Davila and Chad Charlie and Zachary Drucker to really provide the texture of not only how to I think cross over into the industry and to make something that's commercially viable, but how to really strengthen your project so that you can get really comfortable with communicating it to the world.
Thanks so much for watching The Advocates. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to stream us live, and you can even subscribe to our YouTube channel. For The Advocate channel, I'm Aaron Dean.